I'd like to call this meeting of the Colerain Township Community Improvement Corporation to order. The secretary is out.
So I'll call the roll if you don't mind.
So go ahead and please call the roll, Jeff.
President Unger.
Here.
Vice President Rajagopal.
Here.
Trustee Insko.
Present.
Ms. Randolph.
Here.
Ms. Wright.
Here.
Jeff Mills is present. And Ms. LeCount is on leave. So she is absent.
What's that?
Nothing. President. So
Okay,
President
yeah,
Unger.
okay.
The next.
The next item is approval of the February 27th minutes.
There should be a copy of the minutes in your agendas, and those went out to the board members in recent days. Does anybody have any issues with the minutes?
I do.
I'll second Stephanie's motion.
Thank you. I've noticed that in these minutes, opposed to past minutes, we are recording who's in the gallery. Is that normal? Because we have the, Kathy Moore was here, and I just wondered why we were including who was present in our minutes.
Larry, is that a legal thing? Do we need to do that?
It doesn't, legally, it doesn't matter. You could do it or you don't have to do it.
Because if we did that for our regular trustee meeting, could you imagine? It'd be a list.
I
It'd
think
be a
that-
list.
we just do away with that and just put the board.
I think in the past, in my previous life at the school district, we just put an estimate of how many people were in the audience. So
That's the way it's
would
all.
would the group be okay with just listing there was 5 people here? So
I'm
we
okay
knew,
with that, you guys-
so we knew that somebody attended.
That sounds.
I mean, because you want to at least have one citizen in attendance, I would think. So
Well, and I believe, if I may interject, the reason the people were listed is because the selection of the board members and directors for the CIC meeting. So that was our first organizational meeting.
okay,
So,
if it'd be all right with the board, then in the future we will just identify there was
Approximately
just
5 people.
approximately 5 people in the audience.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so Stephanie motioned and I seconded. Was there any other discussion on approval of the minutes? Hearing none, Jeff, please call for a vote.
President Unger.
Aye.
Vice President Rajagopal.
Aye.
Trustee Insko.
Aye.
Ms. Randolph.
aye.
Ms. Wright.
Aye.
I vote aye. That's all in favor. Motion carries.
And Jeff, I'll let you take the next item
Right.
on the agenda.
The next item on the agenda is the only item we have for new business this evening, which is, and I put approval, but it's really the acceptance of the 2018 first quarter financials. Ms. Randolph, would you like to present those?
Yes, so the acceptance of the 2018 first quarter financials, all financial transactions have been cleared through the bank and were discussed at previous meetings. So I'd like to note that the CIC fund balance as of March 31st, 2018 is $44,301.34. So with that being said, I'd like to request a motion to approve.
Real quick, there
Let's
it goes.
first-
Oh, sorry. I'll make the motion.
And I'll second. So Greg has motioned and I have seconded. Is there any discussion?
Yes. On here, I see an adjusted bank balance of $404,301.34. But then if you look in the 2 boxes below that, it says $44,301.34. So I'm assuming someone left out a zero. Is that
You'll recall that at our last meeting, we approved a transfer of $360,000.
I didn't see that on here. That's my.
That's the difference
The
between
balance.
the 404, 301, and the 44.
The difference between 4. I don't see that number on
It says
here.
Deposits in transit 0 and outstanding checks 0.
So in February,
I remember that. I just don't see it on here.
You're not going to see the actual $360,000 on the bank rec.
Okay.
So what you'll note in that is just the balance.
now,
So-
yeah, and there's another document that Emily produces that is a transaction document that shows every single transaction. And typically, once the transaction is approved, we post that up to eGov, and everybody can see all the transactions that occur. But that's what happened here. In a bank rec, it just shows month-end balances and reconciles our book balance to our bank balance.
Right.
Okay. I can see somebody seeing that and being confused.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that we receive that documentation as well, so it gives a little clarity to
I
this.
think we'll vote on this motion first, and then we can, I guess, amend the agenda for another motion, is that correct?
Yes, so I know that Mr. Insco made a motion to adopt the financials, to accept them. I'm not
And
sure.
I seconded.
And that's the second.
And we've had discussion. Was there any other discussion on that? Hearing none. Jeff, please call for a vote.
President Unger,
Aye?
Vice President Rajagopal,
Aye.
Trustee Insco,
Aye.
Ms. Randolph,
Aye.
Ms. Wright,
Aye.
and I vote aye. All in favor. Motion carries.
Now, do I need to, a motion to amend the agenda so we can entertain Mrs. Wright's?
I think she can just make a motion.
Okay.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that the CIC from now on incorporates all banking statements in the packets that are presented to the board members for review. And additionally, I'd also like, yes, that would be great.
So let me just understand what you're asking for. You said banking statements, but I think what you're talking about are transaction records.
Perfect, transaction records.
Very good.
So the motion is
Information that you could supply to us would be very helpful.
transaction records.
Yep, and we do that all the time. So no problem. I'll second the motion.
Been motioned and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Jeff, please call for a vote.
Mr. Unger,
Aye?
Mr. Rajagopal,
Aye.
Mr. Insco,
Aye.
Ms. Randolph,
Aye.
Ms. Wright,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Motion
Okay.
is adopted.
That is what's on the agenda. Was there any other business for the board?
No, sir.
For mine.
I move to adjourn.
And I'll second. It's been motioned and seconded. Is there any discussion on adjournment? Hearing none. Jeff, please call for a vote.
Mr. Unger,
Aye?
Mr. Rajagopal,
Aye.
Mr. Insco,
Aye.
Mrs. Randolph,
Aye.
Ms. Wright,
Aye.
I vote aye. We are adjourned.
It's adjourned. This meeting of the Colerain Township Community Improvement Corporation is adjourned.
Thank you.